What's going on, guys? First ever podcast episode where I do not work for Hill Air Force Base. What's up? I don't really know what to talk about right this second, but I am getting my ass beat on Mimo. It's a coding app I use. People are just no life in the shit out of this game. Or out of this. Yeah, I guess you could call it a game. The leaderboards. Now, I still have 3 full days to make a comeback. I'm only down 6,000 points. Not that anybody listening would know what that means or whatever, unless you use Mimo. But I just had this idea of what if I just ran through one lesson and just kind of spoke out loud about it so that I can look back in the future and be like, okay, I was learning this. This is what I was looking at, whatever. And we're going to do that real quick because I've got a Zoom call with Mina in 20 minutes. And I think this is going to be the call where we discuss my new role, which is me working 2 hours a day to start and then going from there. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But wanted to hop on here and do this lesson for Mimo just for documentation purposes. And that's really it. So, oops, let's see. Let me get it pulled up here. So this is Python. So what I'm doing is kind of bouncing around the different lessons just to kind of get a little basis of understanding for each one. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into a front-end developer course. So the individual courses that are available right now are Python, SQL, HTML, CSS, Swift, JavaScript, TypeScript, React. Is that it? And then there's full stack developer, front end developer, back end developer, and then Python developer. And I plan to do all of these because why not? Just to learn. Even if these don't land me a job, I don't give a shit. It's just for me to learn. So the idea is to go through all of these. And for the front end developer course, I already, let's see, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 6 lessons out of 15 that I haven't even touched one. All the rest, they are well over halfway done. Some of them I only have 1 lesson left to do. So I'm pretty close, but I just want to get a good understanding of everything. And I don't know. This also gives me more XP, more points, which is funny because that's literally trying to do this to beat some other people that I'm never going to meet, never going to see, whatever. Anyway, so let's do it. So I'm doing Python. Load. Don't load then. It's all good. Okay, there we go. Coding else statements. This is Python. This is chapter 3, lesson 4. So great software doesn't just decide what to do when a condition is true. It also has a backup plan if the condition is false. I heard this theory one time that life is one big giant simulation. And I'm not going to get into it, but I tend to lean toward that. You know, it's just a big simulation. And then it was some comment was like, life is just a bunch of if-then statements, which is if this happens, then do this. If this does not happen, then don't do this or whatever. And now that I kind of understand a little bit about software development and coding, I'm like, God damn, dude, imagine the code for just this podcast alone. Just it'd be millions of lines of code if I say this word, then this. If I move my foot over here, then if I take too long, just insane. And so, like the operating system of life, the amount of code, it's just infinite because you're not limited on what you can or can't do or what you can or can't think or say or whatever. You're just not. So the lines of code in a life would be infinite. And so who the fuck codes that? So it's just this whole thing is just a powerhouse of artificial intelligence. Anyway, it's pretty crazy to think about, dude. So like this app that switches, okay, fuck these examples. Just let me code. We already know if statements help us execute code if a condition like available is true. So I have to code available equals true available equals true. If available, print in stock. So it says if available, meaning if available is true, then print this in the console. It was true, so it printed in stock in the console. I'm actually not going to do this full lesson. I realize this is probably going to be crazy. So this is a full 20 question lesson. So this might be 10 minutes. So I'm not going to do that. But never mind. Never mind on all that. Other thing that I did, and this is crazy, it's just an itch that I've had for a while, is I wanted to buy some Yu-Gi-Oh cards just for the sake of my childhood. Because I was really into it when I was a little kid. I have no intentions of playing ever again. I would love to if I had friends or family that wanted to get into it. But it's just one of those things for me. It was a huge part of my childhood, and there is so much nostalgia there for me. So I bought this starter pack structure deck thing from where I work at the store up there, and I brought it home, and all I did was just kind of go through the cards and just kind of looked at them, and I was like, holy shit, dude, the memories, and got some little card sleeves, put them in there, and now they're safe and secure for no other reason than maybe they'll be worth something in a year or two or in the future. I don't know. But dude, I was looking into the game more. Again, not with the intent to play, but just kind of looking into it, because I have some of the greatest memories playing this game with my dad and with my uncle on my dad's side and with my cousin on my dad's side. And it was just so much fun, dude. I had such a blast. It's a very, very detailed strategy card playing game if you really want to get into it. And they've just made so many new cards. They've made so many new, I don't want to say rules, but maybe new rules, new phases of your turn. And I was watching two people play on YouTube, just some tournament, and I was like, what the fuck is even going on? One guy went through his deck 20 times, played 5 cards, did so many different things before the other guy even went, and apparently he won. I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? Anyway, yeah, so I went on Amazon and bought these rare cards. They give you, I think it's like 2 ultra rare, 5 rare, 10 uncommon. I don't even know the rarity. I don't even give a shit. But they give you those, and it was like $4 a pack, so I bought 5 packs. And there's about 50 cards in each one. And I just went through them. That's all I did. And it just scratched an itch for me, because this was such a huge part of my life when I was a little kid. And seeing these images, seeing these names, like some of these images, I just look at that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Fissure. Oh yeah, that's Swords of Revealing Light. Oh yeah, that's Call of the Haunting. These are the card names, and it's some nerdy shit for sure. But I have loved it so much that maybe I start collecting them again just for fun, a little passive thing I do on the side. I don't know. But shit's fun for me, or exciting for me, I should say. It's not necessarily fun, but yeah, I got these packs. I went through all the cards, and you guys hear that? It's the fucking rain hitting my window. But I went through the rarest cards that I got, and I got some that are worth a couple dollars, which is cool because I bought 50 cards for $5. I have one card that's worth $2. So I feel like I made my money back if I were to sell these. But a funny story, I was telling my cousin this. When I was younger, I had so many cards. I had so many cards. Think of a filing cabinet. Think of the biggest drawer of a filing cabinet. The big, deep, thick ones, all the way to the back, all the way to the top. We're talking maybe 10 rows of cards across, all the way to the back, maybe 4 rows of that on top. So however many cards that would be. I probably had that and then some. I'm not trying to exaggerate or whatever, but I had a shit ton of cards. My dad actually stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And then gave me all his cards. And then I would just make the decks and I'd give it to him. Maybe we would play against each other, whatever. And then after a while, I just stopped playing. I had nobody to play it with, and I really wanted to, but I didn't have anybody to duel. And so what I did, and I actually still have the emails. I was looking at that the other day. I have the emails that I sent to bbtoystore.com trying to have them buy my cards. And I don't think they bought them. I think another company did. But I sold all of what I said for $170. I remember there's one time where I purchased one card for $80. So if I had, let's just say, I don't even know how many that would be. So that's 200. So if I had like 40,000 cards, I sold all of them for $170 when one card was half of that. So huge mistake, because I'm looking at cards now and there is a Blue Eyes, what the hell is it called? Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. It's one of the cards that you got from going and seeing the Yu-Gi-Oh movie in theaters to give you a pack. It's one of those cards, and I got it, and I know that I had it. I remember I think I had 3 or 4 of them. I don't know the rarity on all of them, but I know one of them was one of those secret rares or whatever. It was nice. And I'm looking it up, and apparently that's worth $600 or something like that. So, maybe I didn't have that one, but I really do think that I did. And that's just an example of one of the 40,000 cards I had is worth now like $600. And so like 12 years ago, I sold them all. I actually put them in a box, shipped them off. They said that they would count them, go through them all, give me a price, and then if I didn't agree, then I would send it back. And me being, really young and dumb, I didn't really understand that maybe I could have gotten scammed or I could have stolen my shit, whatever. Because I sent them all my cards. They were going to look through them, give me a price, whatever. So they said 176 or something like that. Then they sent to PayPal. I guess for being 12 years old, I had a PayPal. I don't know. Dude, some of the shit that I did when I was younger, I'm like, I don't know any 12-year-olds that know how to do that shit. No disrespect, but I'm not even trying to be an arrogant asshole. But anyway, so huge financial mistake there, but it's okay. That's one of those things that I hope that whenever I die, I get to get a scorecard, or I get to go and pick moments in my life where I wish I would have seen what would happen if I did something different. I would love to see how much all those cards would be worth now, because, dude, I had so many, and I know a lot of them are worth a lot of money. So it is what it is. But I have no intentions of playing again. I'm not even trying to get into it. I think it's fun to collect them, and just for old memory purposes or nostalgic purposes, just go through them and just look at them again. Because what's funny, another thing that I realized is the cards are much smaller than I remember. But the last time I had them, I was a fucking tiny little kid. So maybe I just remember them being huge. But because I'm a grown man now, it's like, oh, these are tiny, But yeah, I have a lot of good memories with them. And so, yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll get a really expensive one and I'll be able to sell. I don't know. Who knows, dude? It's just fun as shit for me, or exciting as shit. Why do I keep saying fun? It's not fun. It's exciting to get some cards, look at them again, and remember, reminisce over all this stuff. So anyway, I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about with Yu-Gi-Oh, but I did do that, and yeah. Just exciting, dude. It's something to look forward to, a little side hobby. I mean, a super ultra mega side hobby. Like, I buy a pack of cards, look at them, put them on a shelf. That's it, Maybe I'll get an expensive one and I can save it. I don't know. But yeah, it's fun. So that's that. Also, I woke up around 8:30 today, which is insane for me because, for being a Wednesday, waking up at 8:30, that's nuts. It's supposed to be 30 minutes out from going to a second break at work right now, but your boy doesn't work anymore at my job. So anyway, woke up with a slight headache, but I think that's gone now, just like from yesterday and the day before, because I don't know what's been going on. I think Monday, was it Monday? Yeah, Monday. It's just because I didn't sleep. I got 4 hours of sleep, and if that, it was shit sleep. And I just had the worst headache, had a stomach ache, everything. And then yesterday I had a headache, but it wasn't crazy. Today I feel much better. But I'm so tired of feeling like shit, I'm not sick or anything like that. It's just a headache that came out of nowhere. I never get headaches either. So it's really weird. Also, I want to say this is kind of funny. When I had the headache on Monday and I was feeling like shit, I was going to various different buildings to sign shit and return stuff. And I asked the lady, I was like, hey, do you by chance have an ibuprofen? I've got a killer headache. And she's probably like 4'8", just this small little squatty lady, probably like 60 years old. Very nice. But she takes me over to this pencil box, opens it up. She's got all these pills. And I'm like, checks out. Anyway, so she hands me this ibuprofen. It says migraine relief. And I noticed on there it says, I don't remember what it said, but it said with caffeine. And I was like, do you have any without caffeine? Because I had already had my caffeine for the day. I don't want to have more than like 300, 400 a day. Unless I'm doing something crazy. And she says, oh, no, caffeine's really the thing that helps you get rid of headaches. That's every time that gets rid of mine. So I really make sure. And she was going on this little tangent. And I'm like, Yeah, it's because you've had caffeine so fucking long for probably years now. So your body is dependent on it. So when you don't have it, there's the blood flow in your brain. That's why you have it. Caffeine doesn't solve it. It's because you're so fucking dependent on it that's the thing that cures it for you in the time being. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, if you would just go cold turkey with caffeine for 2 days, you wouldn't have that problem. And then for 14 days or something like that, you'd reset your tolerance completely. And you wouldn't have that. That's what I'm thinking this whole time. But she's 60, she's 4'8". She's probably stuck in her way. She has no intent to ever learn anything new ever again. That's me being very judgmental, but she's plenty nice. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna pause, finish this lesson on Mimo, and then I'm gonna play the Zoom call with Mina. And then if I have anything else to say after that, then I'll talk about it. But if not, then that's the show. And here's the Zoom call with Mina. Yo. How's it going?
How are you feeling now that...
Dude, that's pretty cool. I don't think it's hit me yet. I'm sure it will with time, but as of right now...
It's going to hit you next Monday. Or next Sunday. When you realize you don't have to wake up to go to work on Monday.
Well, I didn't have to wake up to go to work today, so...
Yeah, I know, but it's like the beginning of the week, Like sometimes people have those Sunday scaries, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's cool, dude. It's a good feeling. It was so bittersweet, though.
Just saying bye to people. Did a lot of people take it?
No, everyone else bitched out. Well, I don't want to say bitched out. Other people had, like one guy, he's having a kid, and so when you have a kid where I work, you get 3 months off no matter what. So I'm like, you kind of get what I'm getting, but you get to keep your job. So he did that. There's another guy who was thinking about it, and some other guy just totally...
You gotta burn the boats, bro.
Yeah. Dude, it's interesting being on the outside looking in because I'm hearing these people like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna be sweet. And then when it comes time to click the button, it's like, oh well, And I get it, but
sorry, no offense to anyone who didn't take it, but it's sheep.
You think so?
It's just a sheep mentality, yeah. Because you're gonna end up running that hamster wheel for the rest of your life. If you don't do it now, you're never gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk shit, but there's one guy who still lives at home doing his thing. He's got all that for him, and I'm like, dude, you're fine, like just jump. If it doesn't work out, just get this job back. Shit.
Yeah. Okay, stupid.
Yeah, anyway,
I don't want to take too much time. Logistically speaking, how's everything gonna look for this week? Because I know you said you had a couple things coming up that you want to talk to me about. Is that it?
Yeah, Saturday is going to be a no-go. Friday I could. It would just have to be early morning.
I mean, realistically speaking, for the 2 hours, we do want to start 2 hours Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
I'd like that to be at a consistent time, just so I can, know when you're working, know when you're doing your reporting and stuff. Like, really, a big chunk of your responsibilities, like we discussed, is reporting, right? So I want to know when those reports will be done. Per day or updated per day. That way I can either ask you while you're working or just look when I know that you've finished.
Yeah. Okay.
So ideally speaking, morning would be great. What hours work for you in the morning?
Can we just say something now and then if it doesn't work, just change it? Is that cool?
Yeah.
So it'd be 11 a.m. your time. 11 a.m. your time to 1 p.m. your time.
Okay. So that would be 9 to 11 your time.
Yeah. I think right now that'd be, it's good.
Cool. Done. 11 to 1 my time. I'll update that on my calendar.
Okay.
When are we going to kick this off? Do you want to kick it off this week?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Fuck yeah, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Cool. It's just going to be Thursday and Friday then.
Friday's just going to be so busy. I just have so many different things I've already committed to, but I can absolutely do it. It probably is not going to be 9, might be earlier, but yeah. 9 a.m. my time.
And we do 8 to 10 your time.
Yeah.
Consistently 8 to 10.
Yeah.
So it'll be 10 to noon my time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that'll work.
Yeah, that's fine.
Statistically speaking, that hour frame is nice because you're also going to be seeing most of the time shadow coaches already on their shift that time. So it'll work better for you to do that, just in case you need to ask someone something they're already working so they can communicate better.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Cool. And a 12. All right. All right. So responsibilities wise, let me pull up the sheet that we had.
It says my access was denied.
From what? From the doc?
Yeah.
Bug?
Operations manager.
Huge input right here.
Oh, can you do... Here, I just sent request access. I got my other email on there, I guess.
What? King B?
No, it's BRQUSE. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Done. Nice. So we already started on the fucking go high level, right? Not go high level, Slack and Notion.
Yep.
Right? Cool. That's not totally complete yet, correct?
No, no. There's so much you can do. It's actually kind of overwhelming, dude. That's crazy. This stuff's so powerful.
I don't want you to take too much time in chunks like that. Like, just give yourself an hour or something of the two. And I would like us to start monitoring check-ins. So it would be over here. Client activity. Where the fuck is it? Fuck. Okay, cool. So 3 and 4.
Okay.
That's what I'd like. Okay. I'll give you access to the to Johnny's, and which one do you want me to give access to? The same thing, QBRQ?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing Allegiant Fit with everything coaching for me, so if I'm not going to be using that, then...
Yeah, you're good. I think David actually has been using his own now. Yep. He should be. Has he not been fucking using this? Oh, I'm gonna fucking kick his ass.
It says March 21st. Is that when you started using it?
Well, I'm looking at the latest dates. He's been doing check-ins, but he hasn't replied. He hasn't updated this, so he needs to update it.
Oh, yeah, it's like a whole month behind right there.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking come at him. All right, cool.
This is David?
Yeah. So let's monitor this. I just gave you access to both their forms, and then also ghosting clients. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So ghosting clients, like, do I need to explain how to go through that, or do you?
Yeah, I guess just so I'm absolutely clear. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can always go to client's activity. Like when you open up Everfit, if I can just fucking move this shit. Thank you. I just want to find, bro, like, there's so many different ways you can do this. You can go to last activity here and filter and see who hasn't been. There's a couple people that you don't have to worry about, like identify them, and I'll tell you if you have to worry about them or not. Like, here's one that we want to identify. This one you don't need to. You know what I mean? So let's identify ghosting clients from here. You also have access to the follow-up log, which I probably have a feeling you're going to end up changing anyways, just because I know how your brain works. This is the follow-up log that Andrew and David use. So this is the clients that they reach out on a weekly basis, and they switch off. So they'll reach out to people and follow up, and they'll mark them as ghosting or needs help or something, just in case they're not replying or something. You know what I mean? So also monitoring this, and either bring it to my attention or bring it to the coach's attention, so we can start, reaching out to them. You know what I mean?
Yep. Okay.
Again, the whole point behind this responsibility, Bryson, is over here. The whole point behind this responsibility, Bryson, is just, I don't want clients to drop off. That's it. Both through check. Like, honestly, the 3 and 4 could probably combine into one thing, because you're also looking at check-ins as well. Both with the client perspective of, like, the client has missed check-ins. We need to follow up with them. We need to give them some extra love. or the coach too, because I'd like you to monitor and find, like, David, you didn't do your check and log for the last 2 weeks. Can you please get on that? You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm giving you some sort of authority with that as well. You know what I'm saying?
So you want me to actually reach out and be like, hey, dude, haven't seen this update or whatever?
Let me do this from the get-go right now for David this time. And I'll tell him, like, yo, you need to start using it from this week moving forward. Because moving forward, if I have Bryson looking at those logs, so if he doesn't see things, it's actually going to be detrimental. And I'm going to have him, like, remind you to if you don't use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
perfect.
to set precedence that way.
Yeah, just plant the seed.
Okay. Yep. So 3 and 4, and then the Slack and Notion. I think that's enough work for the time being. And then periodically, I'll I still need to give you access to my Stripe and then access to the master client log, so you can just see if payments are coming through. Like, if a sale is made, I'll teach you how to do this. If a sale is made, let's say today, Bryson, and let's say Darcy makes a sale for a split pay, so 700 3 times. Okay, so all I'd want you to do is just, you obviously 700 comes in today, which they already confirm, which is fine. But then if it's today, that means June 14th and July 14th, 700 needs to be charged, right? We just do exactly a month in between with the dates. So then that way, either you schedule the subscription to have it automatically, or you write it on your calendar so that day comes in and you just charge their payment method, 700. I'll show you how to do this. So
Okay.
you're not,
so I'm actually doing the like actually charging them. Like, I'm in Stripe,
Yes.
pushing the button that sends the invoice or whatever.
So you can push it to create the payment on that day, or you can schedule a subscription and time it so it only does 2 times. So it ends after the second charge or the third total payment.
Isn't that what Darcy and Victoria would do to get the payment on phone, though?
No. So the way payment links work on Stripe is, if I were to send someone, it's actually very tedious. If I were to send someone, hey, here is the link for you to get charged 700 3 times. Most of the time it's 700 monthly recurring and there's no end. That's pretty risky, in my opinion, because all it takes is one time that someone misses it, and before you know it, they're being charged 700 multiple times. And either they notice it after the first time or they notice after the 5th time. And I'm like, fuck, you know? So that's risky. So all they do is, and I found this way on Stripe, I figured it out, that when I send a payment link to someone, it actually collects their payment method and creates them a customer on Stripe. Before, it wasn't like that. Before, I'd have to send them links every single fucking week or every single month, which was annoying.
Yeah, that's probably bad for keeping them in the program, because they have to pay again. If they have to manually do it again, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I found a way to build their customer with the payment method, and then we can automatically charge that payment method anytime we want. You know what I mean? I'll record a Loom.
Okay.
On this.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Yeah, I got you. No, Loom. I'll record a Loom on the next split pay that comes in. I already showed you did I show you where I store those or no?
Store what? Sorry.
Store, like, the dates and stuff of where.
Yeah, I think so. Is that where it's all red and blue and shit?
Let me show you real quick. Here. So here's the log that I have.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have the PIFs in the month of months that you made for me. I have a second one that's partial payments. And then I literally just month to month. And anytime someone pays, I mark them as green.
So he's made 3 out of 4 payments then?
Yep. He split into 4.
Yeah, you have to show me that, because I'm not familiar with how the whole Stripe split pay manually, I don't know how.
Yeah, it's easy.
Okay.
You go to Stripe, I'll show it to you. But more or less, like, these are the rest of the payments that are coming.
So, for example, I don't know, Katrina, 3 out of 3, is that every month it's 700? So that number is what they pay however many times?
Yep. And this was her 3rd payment, so she doesn't have any more charges. So if you noticed here, if you go down to 411, she made her payment on the 11th, which means her initial payment was on 311.
I see. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like month of May from recurring was like 16. So like this is how much we collect per month. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is usually from the last month.
Oh, I see. I saw Heidi and John, and I'm like, why are they getting charged so much? But it makes sense. Two people, yeah.
Let's actually delete this person. Cool. All right. I'll go through a Loom, just show it to you so you have it.
Okay, cool.
But give me a head start. Then there's one other responsibility that I'll record a Loom for too. It's just the shadow coach responsibility of transferring clients. I have to do a bunch, so I'm just going to record it while I do it. You know how the onboarding tracker has those 3 columns? Whenever a client on the 3rd column, that's when you just put them into the master log. That's it. So you're just going to put in the master log, their start date, their end date, depending on the package they chose, and that's it.
Okay.
And because you already have the auto calculation of how many days left and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So immediate responsibilities for the next 2 days would be setting up Slack and Notion. And the second thing that I said, which was keeping track of the check-in logs and maybe having your own version of just, I don't know, whatever you want to do, just to kind of make sure that people are hitting their check-ins. Okay?
Okay. Is there anything else? I'm just trying to make sure I have everything down.
Should be it. And then just when in doubt, text me. You have I'm going to give you access to a lot of different things, so then that way we can start going ahead. Because once we start, like the first couple weeks are going to be all about setup for you.
Mm-hmm.
Setting things
There's
up.
a lot of stuff to get going. Yeah.
Yeah. But then after that, like especially high level too, like we haven't even talked about high level yet. But once we have everything set up, I think for you, it's just going to be like purely like operation, day to day, track the shit, like reporting kind of thing, which will be like very easy. I think something you like.
Yeah. Love the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that way it'll just be smooth sailing. 2 hours, Mondays you do this, Tuesdays you do this, and you're good. Okay.
Cool.
So
is the plan then today, tomorrow, Friday morning, and then do you want me to make it up on Sunday or?
You working 2 hours today?
Well, I just wanted to be sure. I wasn't planning on it, but if we...
No, I was just going to say let's start fresh tomorrow.
Okay. Cool.
Start
let's do
fresh
that.
tomorrow, 10 to 12 my time.
Yep.
And it'll just be, this week will just be Thursday, Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday because you have other things. But then moving forward, the expectation is Monday through Saturday, 2 hours, 8 to 10 every morning.
Okay.
Cool.
So no Sunday just because you don't work on Sunday?
Once I have a feeling once we actually start getting shit together, we'll add in Sunday. But for now, let's just start the 2 hours, 6 days a week.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Okay, cool, man. Sounds good.
All right. Congratulations again, bro.
Thank you. And thank you again for doing all this. This is cool. I'm very excited, dude.
Look, man, I know you're the right man for the job. And eventually, like, I want you to just be another version of me with everything operations. Like Stripe payments, fucking ghosting clients, client activity, client retention, like people who are expiring, whatever, like you're going to be the go-to. You know what I mean? With all of that.
I mean this in a sincere way, not in the like what the fuck, but like with all this delegation, like what are you doing? Like what are you up to? Because that's crazy, dude.
It's actually something that I'm meeting with Brian with tomorrow because I don't feel lost. I just feel like I'm moving quickly into a different phase of my career. And one thing that's very important, like the 3 things that I need to focus on now are content, coaching in terms of like making sure delivery for our clients is the best of the best. I'm also looking at hiring some more like nutrition specialists, training specialists, or bringing up our shadow coaches and training them that way. But then also teaching and leadership. So like leading our employees, my employees and stuff like that too. It's a very different role. I was talking to my wife the other day. I was like, sometimes I just wish when I had 20 clients and I just knew their names and I knew their whole life stories and like, you know what I mean? Like just didn't have to worry about anything besides just 20 monthly payments coming in every month. That's
you wish you had that? Is that what you said?
I miss it.
Oh, just the simplicity probably?
So simple. So simple. Just change their diets, and used to just change diets on Google Docs, just driving. Like I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got you. Your carbs are lower, you know?
Yeah.
But
are you all right though? Like you good? You sound like, fuck, this is not what I wanted. I don't know.
No, I can't complain. I love what I do. It's just, I don't know. It's just I need to relight my fire, but in a different way. Mm-hmm. You know?
You think you're going to segue out of this role and try to hire somebody to be you, and then you go and do something different? Like hire a CEO?
I have thought about it, but I don't think I'm there yet.
What would you do? Do you think? I know we talked about this.
I need new faces. Like I need new client-facing individuals. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's probably my next thing. Like I need more of me. Because not for nothing, we're going to hit 200 clients. And it's almost hard to believe that Mina's doing all of this.
You're 182. That's insane, dude.
Yeah, so it's like, it's hard to believe that Mina's doing all this. You know? And not for nothing.
Third person?
Yeah. Like I want a nutrition specialist. I want to change my whole business model. And like I told you before, like, I'm done fighting for a seat at the table. Like,
yeah, that's cool.
I'm gonna make my own fucking table.
That's cool as shit, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, more to come. Anyways, appreciate you asking. Thank you for that.
Well, it's cool, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad to have you on board too, dude. I'm glad that we made this work. So anything else you need, let me know. Keep me posted. And otherwise, I will hear from you tomorrow morning. Okay?
Okay. Will do, man. Thank you so much.
Congrats again, bro.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Damn, dude. That's it. I have nothing else to say. Peace.